Okay, so we were talking about skiing.
You want me to start?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Joseph took up skiing, and of course, being much younger than his 40-year-old mother did considerably better. But we did ski together and enjoyed it when we were first there. Then I got to do a weekly one while he was in school, and then they gave him freedom on the weekend to ski with friends. So it worked out very well. We both learned to ski at the same time, but he learned it much faster than his 40-year-old mother. I did pretty good for my age. But I did like to ski, and it was fun. And I skied the whole time I lived there. I mean in the wintertime, of course. I'm not sure how long we were in Denver. I don't really remember because eventually, Joe with the same company, got a transfer to New York, which didn't thrill us, but we took it anyhow because you don't have to live in New York to work there.
I don't think he transferred to New York. I think he went to Illinois first, the Chicago area. So you went from Colorado to Chicago for when Phil was in high school?
Oh, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. He was transferred to New York. Oh, no, he was transferred to Chicago. Or else he took a new job. I don't know which it was.
I think my dad mentioned that he got laid off from his job in Colorado.
Okay. Anyhow, we went to Chicago. I forgot about that. And Joe started school there in high school, was it?
Phil started high school in Chicago.
Phil started high school. Joe started at the University of Colorado. And did that the whole time we lived in Chicago. I'm trying to think of graduation. I can't remember where we were. But of course we were at his graduation after 4 years. From there he went into the Navy because he had taken a naval course or was part of it while he was in there. Excuse me.
Do you remember your time in Chicago?
Then we were transferred to New York, or else Joe took a new job.
Yeah. But do you remember your time in Chicago when Uncle Phil was starting to swim competitively?
Oh, yes. Phil had learned to swim pretty good while we were living in Colorado because we had a pool real close to us, and we took him there. And Joe was more interested in scouting than swimming, but he was a good swimmer, but he didn't care about entering games and winning things. And Phil took a good look at it, and he thought that was pretty nice. So he went in the age groups, and he did very, very well. In fact, he came in first in almost everything he did in the swimming in the age group. He did that the whole time we were there, so by the time we left there, I don't know how old he was then. I just don't recall. But Joe was already 1 year in college, I believe, at the university there. So he continued that. We were transferred, or else got another job. I think it was another job Joe got in the city of New York.
Well,
and,
but I think you left. Well, you went to Chicago, and Phil was at the most competitive team in the state, right? That's what my dad said. That his team was the most, that it was winning all the state championships, and so that Granddad commuted Granddad commuted a long time to be able to let you guys live near that swim team.
Phil did very, very well at swimming from the very beginning. And then Joe was away in college, and he liked to ski just as something that he did every Saturday, apparently. And we went to New York. Well, Joe went to New York because he worked there. But we did like many people. We lived in Connecticut in a very nice town. Oh, isn't that awful? I can't think of the name of it. It was just a little town. It was a name for the area where we lived in. And that was, we bought a house there too. And we liked it very, very much. And then something happened along the way where times got a little rough again, so the company in New York cut that back on their group, and that cut Joe's out because they were a training group and they weren't bringing in new people to train, so they just closed up the thing. So that left us again to find a job. And at that point, Joe wanted to go back to back to Kentucky. I'm not sure. He just had a mother left by that time. His father had died. In fact, I never even knew his father from the beginning. He must have been gone a long time. And we went back to Kentucky, which was nice because Joe, my family, Phil was still at home, and Joseph was at the University of Colorado, but of course he was home in the summertime. So Joe was able to get him, and Skip came up too, and he got both of the jobs at the company he was with, so they stayed together up in the Chicago area. We weren't in Chicago for a living. We lived in, I can't even remember the name. You know what it was? Well, it was a suburb of Chicago, but it was pretty far south. It was the most southern one there was, because Joe's job was a little further south of where we were. So and we did the usual things in Chicago. We got to see a lot of different shows and people that came because they did come to Chicago. We tried to go out because Joe was old enough to stay at home with Phil when we went, and that helped a lot. So we didn't have to go weekends there. We did it during the weeknights. And that worked out very well because Joe was involved again in Scouts. And he continued on until he made...
But I thought I think you're mixing up a little bit Colorado with Chicago.
I can't remember where he got that, though.
I think he got it before he went to college, right?
Oh, yes.
So my dad never really lived in Chicago.
Okay. Because, of course, he didn't stay in Scouts after he went to college. In fact, Joe was able to get work in the summertime for him, so he could earn some money to spend.
That's what my dad told me on the phone, that Granddad had a long commute, and my dad remembers the long commute because 2 summers he spent riding the hour with him to work so that my dad could work during the summer.
And he got nephews as well, so they usually stayed with us. So that was nice because I enjoyed having them home in the summertime.
Okay, great. Well, I think I'm gonna pause the video now, and we'll talk about New York and Kentucky when we come back.
Don't talk so fast.
Okay, well, we'll pause now, and we'll come back to talk about New York and Kentucky.
All right.